The next game on our list, it is the Dallas Cowboys at 6-3, traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings at 8-1. The Cowboys are favorites in this game by 1.5 points with an over/under of 47.5. Both these teams last week coming off of some extra football, playing some overtime games, some overtime thrillers. Probably both these teams are featured in the most exciting games of the week last week, with the Cowboys falling to the the Cowboys falling to the Packers and the Vikings defeating the Buffalo Bills, both in overtime. This is probably the game of the week, in my opinion. This is a big game for both these teams. Aaron, what do the Minnesota Vikings have to do in this game to continue to prove I don't want to say prove the doubters wrong, but I don't think anyone thought that they would be 8-1 to this point. And I don't think anyone thought that they'd be here. What do they have to do in this game to continue saying, we are that team? I mean, you put them in the top 3 this week in the power rankings, I think. You have them very high. What do they have to do in this game?
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused. Talk about the disrespect. Vikings have a loss, and it was a bad loss to Philadelphia. What?
I was gonna go this route, but then I backed off going this route because you.
Talk about the disrespect. Minnesota has one loss, and Vegas doesn't believe in them. I saw the Cowboys. Whoa, they're favored. It's just strange. It is strange, but it goes to show you how Vegas feels about this Minnesota Vikings team. And I've said it all year. We did a short about it. I released it. Like, as good as they've been playing, the way they've been winning, they've been very opportunistic. They've had fortunate things go their way. And I'm telling you right now, number one, teams need this in Super Bowl runs. We've watched the Cincinnati Bengals have it last year. When teams go on these special Super Bowl runs, the Philadelphia Eagles in 2017, it starts right there. Getting the bounces to go your way. The one-handed catches where a guy is holding it and actually shoves it into your hand and you make the catch. And a pick six, you rip it out of somebody's hand and you go the other way with it. Those things, when you start to see those things happen continuously throughout a season, you start to wonder, is it just their year? And so the Minnesota Vikings kind of have that feeling like everything is going right for them. And so I wonder, and I think this is why people don't believe in them, because I think people eventually will say that can't happen forever, right? And that's not sustainable throughout the NFL season. But we watched how many things have gone right for them, but they're also a good team. So when you get everything going right for you and you're a good team, that makes for a Super Bowl contender. And so I'm wondering how this line is 1.5 Dallas's way, but I do understand it. I do think Dallas is a good football team, and it would not shock anybody if they go in there and beat Minnesota. And I think that's what Vegas sees here. But Minnesota just has to stay true to who they are. Kirk Cousins has to play well. He has to play well. Or you're not going to get Justin Jefferson doing what he did every week. And it's going to be a battle between him and Trayvon Diggs this week. Somebody else is going to eventually have to step up. It can't always be Justin Jefferson. I said it about the Rams and Cooper Kupp. It can't just always be that guy. They can come through in big moments, but the whole game can't be about Justin Jefferson, and you expect to win football games, especially when it matters. So we need Thielen to step up. Dalvin Cook's got to be good. And Minnesota will do well if they don't sell out, we need to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. Run the football. If they do what Green Bay did, because Dallas will let you do that, they are not going to stack the box on you. They don't care how much you run it. They are going to take their chances, and they think they're going to win more times than they're going to lose that way. And so I say give the ball to Dalvin Cook 30 times in this game. Him and Alexander Madison, if he playing, and just run, hit Jefferson. Run, hit Jefferson. And hopefully that's enough to get it done. But Minnesota, I don't know that they can do that. I don't know that Kevin O'Connell has it in him to just do that. And I think that might be the downfall of this game, is them trying to throw the ball more than they actually have to.
Yeah, the Cowboys have allowed 200 rush yards in back-to-back games for the 9th time in franchise history. So running it with Dalvin Cook is quite the recipe for success to have your way against the Dallas Cowboys defense. AJ, let's turn our attention to the offense, though. Ezekiel Elliott might be back in this game for the Dallas Cowboys, which means it'll be him and Tony Pollard again, the two-headed monster that they have. What do we expect to see in terms of the workload for Zeke in his first game back since week 9? He hasn't played since week 9. So his first game back since week 9. What week 8? Week 8? What is it? Week 5?
Sorry. He's missed 2 games and the bye week.
That's it. So week 8.
Been week 7.
Week 7. Jesus, math hard. AJ, what do we expect to see from the Cowboys offense with the now returning Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, who has been looking good in Ezekiel Elliott's absence?
Well, it took so long to get to this very simple answer. Exactly what you saw before he went out. 15, 16 touches, him carrying the bulk of the heavy and the pounded type of running rush game they like to have, and open the door for an explosive Tony Pollard run. I mean, this is an NFL tandem. People look at these guys and they're like, why isn't Tony Pollard starting? He's a better running back. This isn't fantasy football. This is the type of football you need to have an offense that can do the things that Dallas likes to do. They need to have a guy who's physical and can pound the ball and hurt the defense. Then they have to have a guy who can come in and run past those guys when they're beat up and slow. Then they have to have a guy in Dak Prescott who can find his number one receiver, who can spread the ball to his number two receiver, and who can get his tight end involved. This only happens when you open up with the run game, and that run game is only successful when you have two guys who can run it effectively in their respective styles. Zeke Elliott with the physicality and Tony Pollard with the explosiveness. And it's been a very good formula for them all season. If that offense can continue to click and run this ball the way that we have seen them able to do, and CeeDee Lamb can have another performance and keep showing people and reminding people why they let Amari Cooper go, that he is capable of being a number one star receiver on this offense, then you're looking at a team who's going up against a very happy, very high confident Minnesota's Vikings team. These are two teams coming off of last week where they're eager to show who they are. Minnesota still knows that people are questioning them, and Dallas just lost to a team that everybody expected them to go in and blow out. So both these teams are coming in here with something to prove, with something on their shoulder, and one of them's getting that chip knocked off. I don't know that it's going to be the Cowboys, though. I went the other route. I took the Minnesota Vikings in this. I think Dalvin Cook's run game is going to be efficient, and I think Justin Jefferson's going to have himself a fun time as well. Give me another close game for the Minnesota Vikings, 31-28.
Yeah, I have it the other way here. I do have Dallas winning this game. I think this is one of those, I don't want to say trap game, because it's hard for Minnesota to come back and get up again for another good opponent after the way they ended last week, such a high moment. Not saying they're going to get complacent or anything, but it's tough to come back and play it again, do it again. And I think Dallas understands what they went through last week, and they're going to come back more hungry. So I think it's just like the perfect timing for the Cowboys to get the Vikings. They're off a loss, knowing that they need to bounce back, and Minnesota's off that high energy win that they had to go play extra football for. I do think Dallas pulls this out. I think the game plan will be a little bit different this week. And I do think that I don't know if Trayvon Diggs is going to follow, but I think Trayvon Diggs is going to follow Justin Jefferson around. I'm not saying Justin Jefferson is not going to get his, but I think that makes it tougher for him to have one of those big 193-yard games because I don't think you want Deron Bland on Justin Jefferson. If that's the case, that could definitely change the game, because Deron Bland was getting cooked by Christian Watson and Allen Lazard, and you can't allow that to happen. So I think Dallas makes adjustments on defense, and I think the Cowboys pull this one out 27-24.
So I got to split the tie. Split the tie here. I will go with the Minnesota Vikings here. 28-27 Vikings. I think it's a close game. Another close game for the Vikings, a one-possession game where they win. That would make it 8 straight. They've won 7 now in one-possession games. And I think they do it here. I think the Dalvin Cook thing is a big point that you guys made. I think that's what ends up being the biggest factor in this one. And then I do think what you just brought up, Aaron, with the matchups and with the receivers and the cornerbacks that Dallas has. We saw what Christian Watson was able to do to the Dallas secondary, not named Trayvon Diggs. I think that
No. Don't put words in my mouth. Name Deron Bland. If Anthony Brown is back, that whole situation, Anthony Brown, for all the hate that he got last year, is a really good corner.
Where are we at with the Anthony Brown injury report?
I have not looked at it yet, but if he plays, this game that's a totally different conversation. I am comfortable with Anthony Brown. Deron Bland, a rookie against those veterans, I have some questions about. And
if he plays, maybe I'll switch my pick to the Cowboys. But as of right now, if he doesn't play, give me the Vikings here, 28-27, making it our first non-clean sweep on this show. Aaron, you have the Dallas Cowboys. AJ and I have the Minnesota Vikings.